Welcome. Capstone projects. You heard of them before, so what are they? Let's get into it. So why should you care? One, top programs are expecting them. Almost all Ivies, BSMD programs, top pre-med programs, they're all looking for this capstone project. It'll help you more than any other activity to develop your niche. We'll talk about how. It demonstrates initiative, leadership, and expertise in a medical niche. This is something that you're going to develop on your own mostly, led by some help, but it is mainly a proactive endeavor that you're going to be showcasing these traits to a lot of the programs you're applying to. Next, it's going to demonstrate real world impact because ideally the capstone project is going to affect something in the real world, right? It's not just a theoretical thing. If you don't have it, it's going to lead to a weaker niche. Again, because these capstone projects are developed in support of your niche or your narrative. If you don't do it, it's going to weaken it a lot more. You're going to sound a lot more generic. And overall, your other ECs or other extracurriculars are going to be generic as well, because that one capstone is really the one thing that will stand out amongst other things. The clubs you join, the shadowing you do, most people are going to be doing that anyway. It's not going to be the thing that differentiates you. But the one thing that will is going to be this capstone. All right. So what is the capstone if you've heard of this many times before? It is a self-driven, high-impact project where students research, innovate, or address a real world medical issue, could be any other issue, but specifically for you guys, medical issue, leading to measurable results like publication, startup, advocacy, whatever it is. All right. So self-driven and high impact. Keep those in mind. All right. So what types of capstone projects can you do or think about? One, research-based projects. These are for people who enjoy research and want publications. Some examples can include conducting a study on AI's role in diagnosing Alzheimer's, submitting it to a science fair, or co-authoring a published paper, right? And you always got to think when you're creating these capstone projects is what is the outcome? It includes data analysis, working with a mentor, potential for publishing. That is for the more research-oriented individual for you watching. Next, healthcare innovation and technology. This is for people who are interested in medtech, AI, or engineering and medicine. We even talked about some of these niches in our narrative or spike video. Some examples include designing a wearable device to monitor blood sugar levels for diabetics, competed in Conrad Challenge. Some of these outcomes is prototyping, learning how to code, collaborating with industry mentors, many different things for those who want to do this kind of path. Next, public health and advocacy. Students who are interested in health policy and social impact, right? We talked about a student who had interest in maybe like global health and in policy before. So for this kind of project, what you do is you could potentially create a mental health awareness initiative that reaches a couple of thousand students, leading to policy change in local schools. Okay, some of the outcomes may be in community engagement, measurable policy impact, media coverage, but you also always want to think about how is the outcome measurable and how can you demonstrate it? Because when I write about this on my activities list on the Common App, that outcomes line is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say I led to a measurable impact. I led to an impact that reached over 5,000 students. Think about what you're going to write about. Fourth, entrepreneurial or business-oriented projects for students who want to see themselves as future medical leaders or in biotech entrepreneurs, right? So for example, a student who does this or chooses this path would likely maybe found a telemedicine startup to provide free virtual consultations in rural areas, right? As an example. And it shows real world application, partnership, scalability. So you see all these types have real world impact. Okay, you're affecting real people around you. So, right, easier said than done. How are you actually going to do this? Well, first of all, we go back to your narrative or your niche. Identify what you're passionate about, identify what that niche is going to be so you can develop the project. Find a research and find a mentor. So once you've identified what your passion is, you're going to go back and look at these types of capstone projects. Find which one speaks to you. Start doing a little bit more research. So for example, if I was interested in doing this telemedicine startup, right? I'm going to research what is telemedicine. I'm going to research how to actually do it, how have people done it before, what goes on into the free virtual consultations, what kind of approvals do I need, what HIPAA compliance do I need, all of that, right? I'm going to do my research. And then once I've understood that, then I'm going to go find a mentor. Maybe I'm going to reach out to a physician who does telemedicine, and I'm going to ask them for their advice on how to potentially do it. You would really need an advisor or a mentor to help guide you on this path, but not somebody who's going to do this for you. Then you're going to develop a plan and set clear goals, right? Now you're in the brainstorming phase where you're going to sit down, you've collected your research, you have somebody who's going to be helping you out, at least guiding you on how to do this. And then now you're going to develop this plan and you're going to set clear goals on what you're actually going to be doing there. Okay. And next, you're going to execute and track progress, right? So as you're doing it, back to what we said during the roadmap, setting smart goals, you want to now see, based on the plan that you set and the goals that you set, are you actually executing on them month by month or, quarter by quarter? And this is why I said for the roadmap video, you really need to see how many months you have left in order to actually plan this out, a year or two in advance. It takes most people at least a year to really make anything meaningful. And you need to find a way to showcase your work. I recommend using LinkedIn for these things, but showcase your work. Okay. It's great that you get this, but try to tell people about it, put it online, make a blog about it. That gives it more social proof. All right. So what are you going to do now to get started right after? First of all, brainstorm 3 potential ideas based on your medical interest. Hopefully by this point that if you're getting to this video, you've already kind of determined or thought about what your medical interest or niche is going to be. Start brainstorming some ideas from that. All right. So you have three. Next, you're going to research them, which is what we talked about. And you can research this in different areas: Google Scholar, PubMed, reach out to a mentor, do your research like that, Google it, ChatGPT it, whatever it is. Then create a rough timeline for the execution. Set goals for 6-12 months out at a time. And then you're going to cold email some professionals and researchers who could support you. Maybe the mentor that you reached out to is just somebody who helped you do the brainstorming phase, but they're no longer involved. Try to find somebody who's actually going to be there for you as you go through this entire project. Ideally, it's the earlier mentor, but maybe it's not. And then you want to find competitions or journals where you can showcase your final project if it's something that's amenable to something like that. So if you do something around research, you could do it, you can publish it in a journal or submit it to a competition. But if not, then try to get media coverage for it. If not, just try to see how you can showcase that. And like I said, I recommend creating a LinkedIn profile. You can create it today. That's the first goal you can achieve today, immediately. Even if you don't have anything there or any other person that you've connected to, it does not matter. Just create one. And as you go through for the Capstone project or any other work that you're doing, you can put it on there. Just put it on there, even though nobody sees it. That doesn't matter. Just put it on there so that you can start creating a digital footprint of your accomplishments. And it's going to come in handy when you're applying to schools. See you in the next video.